morning.
Hello. We are Pup and Bear Travels. I'm Dan.
I'm Bob.
And we are relatively new vloggers, fledgling, as Bob would like to say, vloggers. We've done a couple of videos, a few vlogs for Disneyland Paris, where we went in December 2021, and we posted a few videos from our first trip to Disney World in 2019. And this is an announcement video for our next trip, because we are going
to Disney World.
Yay! So this is currently being recorded on the 30th of January, and we go on the 5th of February. So only a week, or less than a week before we fly. Yes, it's exciting.
And if you hear any tapping noises, that's our dog walking around because he won't sit still.
Yeah, we've got a laminate floor, which is probably not the best for a dog with long nails, so we will try and keep him on his bed just so he doesn't tap around too much. So this video will be going live when we're there, so it will be going live Sunday the 6th, so we will already have been there for a day and a half, or no, not a day and a half, probably half a day-ish by the time it publishes. So yeah, we just thought we'd give you an update on what we're doing, everything that we've booked. We've got a list in front of us, we'll glance down at that every now and again, and we'll go through it from there. As we said, we are flying on the 5th of February, and we are coming back on the 21st. We actually land on the 22nd, early hours of the morning, like 6 o'clock in the morning, so that's not going to be the best time to land because we're going to be tired, but it should be fine. We've moved this holiday multiple times. We first went to Disney World for our honeymoon.
In 2019.
Yep. And we got back and we wanted to rebook Disney World straight away. We fell in love with it. You loved it.
So did you.
I know. It was originally booked for September 2020. It's obviously COVID happened, which affected everyone. Yeah. So it's been moved multiple times. So it was then moved to, I think it's around March 2021. I can't remember the exact date, but it was about then. And then we moved it to September 2021, and we were going to be there on
anniversary.
Yeah, on the actual anniversary, the 1st of October. It was the end of September into the beginning of October that we were going to be there. Unfortunately, COVID was still prevalent then, so it got moved to February 2022, which is where we are now. Well, we're not in February yet, but we will be when you see this video. So yeah, it's our first visit back since our honeymoon, obviously. So it's only our second visit. So it's going to be exciting. We're going to try and do lots of new stuff that we didn't do last time. But yeah, so we'll go through our little points and give you some information about what we've booked along the way.
Just in case anybody else is looking to do a similar holiday soon, now the restrictions lifting.
Yeah, so some of these things that we've booked, for example, the tests may change, so they may not be accurate at the time. For example, on our list we had our return tests, our day 2 tests, but they are no longer required now, so things are subject to change. We've tried to do it in order of how things are happening, so that it's like a timeline type of thing. So the first thing that's going to be happening is the pre-travel tests that we have to have before we go to America. Currently, you have to have a PCR or a lateral flow, or I think it's called LAMP test. I don't know what that one is. 24 hours, or I think it's 1 day before you go. So we booked that at Heathrow because we're driving there. It's called Express Test at Terminal 4, and it's called Park and Test, and it's £35 per person. I think we get the results within something like half an hour, so that'll be good. So that's exciting.
It's necessary.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, luckily the lateral flows were cheaper than the PCR, and America accept either one, so you're going to obviously go for the cheapest one that you can. And then we are staying in a pre-travel hotel, aren't we?
We are staying in the Hilton Garden at Terminal 2, which was booked through Booking.com. Mm-hmm. It's very close to Terminal 2, but walking distance to Terminal 3, which I believe is where we're flying from.
Yes, it is, yeah.
And it was £120 for the night.
Yeah, obviously hotels at airports are not cheap, so I think there were cheaper ones, but they were a bit further out, and from experience, we prefer to get a car park that's close to the hotel and the airport, that we don't have to get a shuttle bus for, just because it's a bit more of a hassle in the morning when you go into the airport to get your luggage on, and it's sometimes an extra expense because sometimes they charge for it depending on which one you go for. So I always now try and get a hotel that's walking distance to the airport so it makes life a bit easier. And on the subject of parking, we are parking at the airport in Terminal 2. Though we are flying from Terminal 3, I wanted the car park to be closer to the hotel, just because it was a bit easier for us. So that's with MBW Meet and Greet. As you go to the short stay car park, and they take your car and they go and park it off site. So it means we've got no shuttling to have to do when we park, which is good. So we don't have to lug our luggage onto a bus to try and get to the airport. So
especially as we'll probably do the twilight check-in, and
yes.
It's just be easier for that evening then.
Yeah, if they're doing twilight check-in, I haven't really looked into it, but that we will probably take advantage of. And that was £146.90 for the 2 weeks. So again, not cheap, but parking isn't that cheap near airports unless you go a bit further out. Again, we didn't want to do that. And that was booked on the Holiday Extras website. They do things like the car parking, hotels. You can book lounges through them. So that's how we did that. So next we have a lounge.
Yes, we are the Club Aspire in Terminal 3, which does and does not show up on some lists, so it's hopefully going to be existing when we get there.
Yeah, on their own website, if you go onto the Club Aspire website and you look at Club Aspire rooms, it only shows one at Terminal 2, but there is definitely one there at Terminal 3 apparently, and when you look on the maps for the terminal, it does show it there, so fingers crossed that it's going to be there. We don't just turn up and be like... We originally booked it earlier than we need. Well, not earlier than we needed, but our flight was originally 2 hours earlier than it is now, so we need to try and make sure that we can go in later now, because you can only go in there for 3 hours anyway.
Because the flight times have been changed maybe 4 times in the last few months by the airport.
Yeah.
The travel company.
Yes, and the last time it was in the last 2 weeks that it's changed, because we booked the lounge about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and the flights have changed since then. Not days, just times, so it's not a major issue for us. Yeah, there were some issues with booking it because the website kept crashing, so I got charged twice, but I've managed to get the money back for the other one, so that doesn't really matter. And we are flying with Virgin Atlantic, and we are flying for the first time.
Premium economy.
Premium economy. We've never done premium economy. We've only done a couple of flights together anyway,
yeah.
So but.
We've seen it on other vloggers' videos and that, so a bit more leg room, nicer food, I think, isn't it? And
yeah, better food. You get drinks in actual cups and glasses rather than plastic ones.
Is this the one where you get to keep the little salt and peppers shaped like airplanes?
Yes, if they're still doing them. Obviously, I don't know with COVID, I can't remember. But it's more for the size of the seats. We've got big bottoms. We're not the smallest guys in the world, so...
Dainty and petite is not us.
No. And also it's like all the seats on the side, like 2 seats rather than 3, so you don't have to be sitting next to somebody else, which we didn't have a problem with necessarily last time, but it's just nice to have your own space.
And I bagsy the window seat.
You don't have to bagsy the window seat because I don't like the window seat. I do not like flying. I hate flying with a passion, but I want to go to Florida, I want to go places, so I have to do it. If we wanted to do it by ship, it would take a lot longer and it'd be a lot more expensive because you have to do it on a cruise.
Mainly the takeoff and landing that's your worst bit though, isn't it? Because my hand hurts so much from you squeezing it so tight when we take off and land.
And the turbulence, I hate turbulence. But yeah, so that's been moved a lot of times. Obviously with the holiday it's been moved. We booked it separately, it wasn't booked through a package. We did all the bits of the holiday in little blocks. Probably isn't the best way to do it, because it caused more hassle when it came to moving it, but luckily because everyone had all the guarantees because of COVID that you could move things, it wasn't too difficult. So it's quite difficult to give you an exact cost that it cost us, because originally it cost $2,000 roughly for the both of us, not each. Then that would be too expensive. Then we moved it and the price went down, so we got a refund. And then we had to move it again, the price went up, so we had to pay more. So I'm not really sure exactly how much it cost us, but it was about $2,000. And we're flying on the 5th, as we said, and it's at 12 PM. Originally it was 10, but that's been moved back. Forwards? Yeah. And we land at 5 PM roughly, Florida time. So we're not going to have much time to do stuff when we get there, but to be honest, we're going to be exhausted.
That first day we probably once you've checked in, probably just explore the resort, 'cause it's going to be in Animal Kingdom Lodge, which we've not been to yet.
No. Just before we talk about the hotel, though, we will discuss the transfer. So as most people know, most Disney people know, and probably maybe some other non-Disney people know, that Disney have stopped their Magical Express, which was included in your bookings, unfortunately, so you're going to have to pay for transfer. However, Mears, which are the people that operated Magical Express, have put in their own transfer. So we've put that. There's a couple of options when you do that. You can do a private transfer, which I think is like a small minibus, or you can do just the general one. So the private transfer is about $200, which is very expensive, but the transfer for the coach, which I'm assuming they're going to operate in the same way as they did with Magical Express anyway, is, yeah, neither of us know. So we haven't seen any vlogs of people using it since, because it only stopped Magical Express this year, so we don't really know. So $64 it cost us for both of us, which at the time of booking the conversion rate was about £47. So yeah, we can report back on that and let everyone know how it goes. So now on to the accommodation. So you already said we're staying in Animal Kingdom Lodge, and we are in a
studio Savannah room.
Yes.
Savannah View studio room.
Yes. So we're in a DVC studio. We booked it through Dave's DVC, which we'll put a picture of the website here probably.
DVC being Disney Vacation Club.
Yes, for anyone that doesn't know, DVC is like a timeshare that Disney operates, which we have contemplated whether we're going to get at some point.
But at the moment it's too expensive.
Well, yeah, it's only going to get more, but we'll see. It works out cheaper over the long run because you'll have the contract for 10 years, but this isn't a DVC vlog, so we won't go into that. We originally requested, because on the Dave's DVC rental, you can request multiple resorts. So we wanted originally Beach Club or Boardwalk to be close to Epcot and Hollywood Studios, just because then we could walk to Epcot, because it would be nice to be within walking distance of the park. However, neither of them were available, so the next one on my list was Animal Kingdom Lodge.
So I'm sure we can put up Animal Kingdom Lodge.
We're not complaining, don't worry. It was actually, I think it was the most expensive of all of them as well. Beach Club and Boardwalk was coming out slightly cheaper, but it wasn't massively expensive. So we've got 13 nights, I think, booked.
I think you've told me it's 14 nights booked, but only using 13 of them because of something else that's happening at the end.
Yeah, it's something like that anyway. It's not 14 nights, that's why, because we keep saying about it being 2 weeks, but it's only 2 weeks and a couple of days that we're going for. But yeah, so that cost us, it was $5,000, which at the time of booking, the conversion was about £3,700, which for Disney World isn't massively bad. Obviously, you can do it cheaper in like the value resorts, but we wanted to sort of splash out and get something good, so that's why we've done that. The downside with Dave's DVC is it's not refundable, so we did contemplate moving it again, because of all the restrictions that kept coming in and going out. But the only way we could get our money back is through insurance, and we'd only be able to do that if it was cancelled because either us or the US are preventing us from going because of restrictions, for example. So we're still going, and we're happy to go. Very happy. It was just we wanted a backup, but that's what we're doing. So we did book tickets for the park, which we didn't do through a package. We've done it through attraction tickets this time. The first time we've done it through them, and that was £938 for us. You can.
Which is for how many days?
It is for 2 weeks, so it's 14 days. It's the 14 days for 7, and we've not added on Disney Plus. Not Disney Plus. Disney Genie Plus. We will do it as and when we need it. I know it's cheaper to do it ahead of time. I think it works out £6 per person to add it on every day. £6 per person per day, because you can only, when you book it ahead of time, you can only book it for the entire period. You can't do it for specific days. Whereas when we're there in the morning, if we go, we want to go and smash this park this day, it might be busy, so we're going to pay for it then and there, which is about $15 per person.
And we've seen a few vloggers that have said that they don't really rate it that well.
Yes.
It wasn't worth the money they thought, but we'll just have to see what it's like on the day.
Yeah. I've heard a few people saying that they got the lightning lanes and they spent ages in the lightning lane, or they only used like one a lightning lane during the day, and it didn't seem worth it. Obviously, it's only $15 for that.
And the queue that you get into seems just as long as the queue for not using the Genie Plus. So.
Yeah. So we're gonna make our own decision on that. We're not gonna take everyone's word for it. We're gonna try it ourselves and see what happens. As it's February, it might be quieter. We are there over Valentine's Day weekend, unfortunately, and I believe President's Day as well.
But more importantly, we're there on your birthday.
Yes, we are there on my birthday. My birthday is some date in February. It's the 9th of February, if anyone cares. And I will be 38, so...
Years young.
Yeah, getting old.
You're 5 years younger than me.
Feel like I'm old. So yeah, that's going to be exciting. We've already booked our park days, because you have to still do the park reservation system, which I believe is still in place till 2014, apparently. Yeah, I read it online the other day.
2014?
Not 2014, people. 2024.
I was going to say that's a bit of time warp going on there.
I know. So it could be in place for a while. Obviously, we haven't got a dining plan. When we went in 2019, we booked a dining plan. Some people don't rate it, but we actually really liked it because it meant that we didn't have to worry about food. So this time we're having to make sure we've got enough money to be able to pay for all our food. So we may be doing some grocery deliveries to the resort so that we don't spend too much on snacking and all that, because we can eat quite a lot. And Disney food is lovely.
Food is lovely.
It is, yes. Then at the end of our stay of Animal Kingdom Lodge,
the last 3 days of the holiday are a Disney cruise on the Disney Dream.
Yes. Which
is the first cruise either of us have been on.
Yes.
And we just chose a 3-day cruise because, having not cruised before, we don't know if we're going to like it with the motion of the sea and everything. So we didn't want to go straight for a 7-day cruise or something, or longer, and then find we're seasick for most of it. So this is the 3-day cruise. So from the, I can't remember the date that's going to be when we start it, but we go to get a connection to Port Canaveral. The first day, when you wake up after the first night, you're in Nassau, or Nassau, however you want to pronounce it.
Nassau, yeah.
The second day after that, you are in Disney's own island, Castaway Cay, out in the Bahamas, and then you end up the next day back at Port Canaveral again.
Yeah. So we have booked transfers with that, which again aren't cheap. I think that
Nothing's cheap.
No. I think that the transfer should be included in the price of the cruise. It would make life a bit easier because it means you don't have to then think about it. But I think it's because some people don't want to use the transfers. I just think it should be an option, sort of like it comes straight in it and then you can remove it after. I just think it would be easier. But we've booked the transfer to go from Animal Kingdom Lodge to the cruise, obviously. And then we've booked it to come back to Beach Club because we're going to leave our luggage at Beach Club. And then we're going to walk to Epcot and have the morning in Epcot before we get our flights in the afternoon. It leaves the ship at 9 a.m. So it means an early-ish start in the morning to make sure we're off the ship and ready. And that cost us, so $39 per person each way, which was a total of $156, which works out with the conversion rate at the time of booking was £127. For the two of us. I was just going to say that we have watched Adam Hatton's vlogs before. We do watch a lot of Adam Hatton. He did say at the time when they went on the cruise it was cheaper for them to get an Uber. However, we couldn't really book it yet, so I just wanted to get something in because I didn't want to risk us going and then the Uber being astronomically expensive, so that's why we've done it.
And that all comes to the cruise, 3 nights and everything, it comes to £1,996.28. He says, reading off the bit of paper in front of him.
Yes, we've written it all down. So.
With a which includes a £368 deposit.
Yes, not cheap again. Disney cruises are very expensive, and I think they're well known for being expensive. That went up as well. So originally that was booked for September last year. But we moved it, but the price went up. Not by, I think it was about £200 it went up by, so it got a bit more expensive, even though it's the same amount of cruising time. But there's nothing you can do about it, so...
If you want to go, you've got to pay the price.
Yeah, we wanted to experience it, even if it's something we do and then we go, this isn't really worth it. I doubt it because we're big Disney fiends, so we'll probably end up doing it again at some point in our lives.
Definitely. Yeah. You said that we're already looking at next year's cruise prices.
We are.
We haven't been on it yet.
Well, we need to see whether we like cruising. We might end up going on it and just be like, oh, we're sick the entire time. So, but we shall see.
My cruising experience so far consists of the one over to France, which isn't really a cruise. It's like a
yeah. I haven't done the one to France. I've done the one from Portsmouth to the Isle of Wight. That's the only ship I've been. It's not a ferry that I've been on.
It's pretty much the same as me. It's just like...
So that's it. So with Disney cruises, your meals are all included, which I think it is on every cruise, to be honest. And there's the three main dining rooms, and it's a rotational dining. So you'll dine in each one on each night of your cruise. If you've got a longer cruise, you then revisit them. However, we have opted to book an upgrade. I don't really call it an upgrade, but we've booked to go to Paolo for dinner, which is meant to be a really nice restaurant. It's a fixed menu, but you obviously have options off of it. But that's $45 per person, so it's a bit of extra money. We managed to book it ahead of time. I did see on a lot of vlogs that people say you have to get on the ship and go straight to the customer services and book it then, but we were able to book it ahead, so I don't know whether that's changed since the last vlogs that we watched where people said that.
It's just lucky you look for these things, Guy. I don't have a clue.
Yeah, I tend to be the one that does a lot of the booking. Bob, bless him, isn't technically minded enough to be able to go and book things and compare prices as much as I am.
I tend to see the first price and go, oh, this must be it then. Whereas you'll shop around and go, well, no, you need to look here and here as well and go, are you that?
Yeah. So Bob wants to show you something, which is what we bought to go on our doors, because if anyone doesn't know, the doors on the Disney cruise ship, I don't know where they are on everyone, are magnetic, so some people design their door, decorate the doors.
The cabins, as they called on the, I think they're called in the cruise ships, is specifically especially on the Disney cruises, from what we've seen. Everybody decorates their doors, magnets and whatever.
Yeah, you can only use magnets. You're not allowed to use tape or anything.
No stickers and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like a big thing apparently, and we just thought we got to have a bit of that.
Yes.
So online on eBay, I found a company that was selling personalised. I don't know how well that's showing. There we go. So we got one with our name on it. The Cowley Sly family, basically Bob and Dan.
Yep.
We've got little Sailor Mickey with our little names on them as well.
Yep. And
because we originally booked this for last year when it was going to be Halloween, we did get some Halloween ones as well, little ghost Mickeys with our names on, and Bat and Witch, etc. But I mean, they're just basically laminated paper designs, but they're really well done, from a company called, I don't know if it's AM Magical Creations or AM Magical Creations, but we'll put a little link to them in the blurb below. They're from eBay. There's only a few quid each, and it's cheaper than doing it yourself, and they're good quality, so it's quite fun. Yeah, we thought we'd take part in the decorating of the doors. It's our first cruise. Yeah. Well, a bit of everything. We're also Disney crazy anyway. I mean, you can't really tell from here how Disney crazy we are. I mean, if you saw our office, you'd see how crazy it was. So we do have a lot of Disney stuff. So yeah, a little bit here and there, just a little bit. Yeah, so obviously we then return on the 21st and get back on the 22nd. And originally, at the time when we booked everything, or when we were writing this list, you had to have this day 2 test when you came back for the UK, but obviously they've now removed that. However, we did book it, and we have them in the house, so we can't get a refund on them. But that was through Randox. It was at-home testing, and it would cost us £48 for the 2 of us. And you did it on an app called Randox Health. That may come back in at some point, so I'm leaving it in here just in case while we're away they decide that it's going to be back, and it's just a bit of information for everyone. We've never used Randox, so I can't really say what their service is like, but I have seen reviews online being quite good. But yeah, so we're going to do, you'll see vlogs. This one will be going up on the second day that we're there, the day after we land, obviously. And you should see another vlog the Sunday afterwards, because we're going to edit them while we're there so that we keep the content going.
because our Disneyland Paris ones end this weekend, that we're filming this on the 30th. So there won't be a break in the videos being uploaded, so that's good. We're going to try and vlog on this camera, as well as I'm going to try, I haven't used it before for vlogging, but I have a gimbal for my phone. So I'm going to try and use this too, to do a bit of vlogging on. So hopefully that will improve the quality of the vlogs. We're still learning, so we're just seeing what works best for us.
Yes.
Yeah. Anything? What's the bit that you're most looking forward to, apart from being on holiday in Disney? That you can't use that because that's the whole thing.
I'm just gonna say being in Disney. Well, I don't know, because probably being back in Animal Kingdom itself, the actual park.
Yes.
Because some of my favourite rides are there, like Flight of Passage and the Navi River Cruise, or River, whatever it was called. I love all the theming in Animal Kingdom, all the different areas of the world, Asia and everything. Doing the things that we didn't do last time, because there are a few bits that, a few rides maybe. We haven't done Space Mountain.
No, we haven't done Space Mountain.
We're a bit...
We don't mind coasters, and we like some of them. Like, you've seen us on Thunder Mountain, we enjoy that one. But I think it's the darkness part of Space Mountain that I don't like.
Yeah.
Because it's pitch black, obviously.
I mean, some coasters, I know the seats are a bit more accommodating in America, but in parks, even in this country, in the UK, I've had seats where I've sat in there and they can't pull the things down, so you've got to get off, and that's it. It just ruins your day then. But obviously, it's in the back of my head thinking things like that. There are some rides we won't go on.
Just on this topic, before we move on to that bit, the topic of not fitting on rides, I think the positive thing about Space Mountain's roller coaster in Florida is that there is no overhead harnesses, it's lap bars only, because the guts are down. However, Hyperspace Mountain in Disneyland Paris does go upside down, I think, so it's got an overhead one, so that one's a bit more of a concern. If we were to try and go on that one, we'd have to test that, but I think Space Mountain in Disney World
I think... Hasn't the Florida Rock and Roller Coaster gone now? Was it Florida?
No, it's Disneyland Paris that's gone.
Okay. Not we've been on it and intended on it. Obviously, you can't wait to go on Tower of Terror.
I am not going anywhere near that ride. I've only done it once.
In France.
Yeah, in Disneyland Paris. And I hated it. I don't like drop rides anyway, but I thought I'd try it, give it a go, and I screamed like a baby.
Louder than a baby.
Yeah.
You came off shaking, thinking you were going to die. You were saying, I'm going to die, I was going to die, I was going to die.
Yeah.
Bless you.
So yeah. I am looking forward to riding the new rides that have opened. So there's 3 new rides that have opened since we were last there.
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Yes.
The one in Galaxy's Edge that I've forgotten the name of, because it opened just after we were there.
Rise of the Resistance. So before, when we went in 2019... Batuu, or Galaxy's Edge, had just opened a couple of weeks beforehand, and only Smuggler's Run was open, which we did do, and we really enjoyed that. But yeah, Rise of Resistance is something I want to do. And the third one, though it's not a major one because we've ridden it elsewhere, is
Ratatouille.
Yeah, Ratatouille, yeah.
So we've been on the Paris one a few times now, and we really love it, so we don't know if it's exactly the same layout or see what the differences are, but again, it's a lovely ride, so we want to do that. Yeah,
I have heard it is exactly the same, so if we do miss it, then it wouldn't be a major issue, but it'd still be nice to do it.
And not exactly a ride, but something else we can afford to try for the first time is the Skyliner.
Yes, that wasn't open when we went in 2019.
They were still testing it, so they were moving around and we were going, oh, come on, open before we go, but they never did. This is like a week after we were there, at most, they opened.
Yeah, it wasn't long. We were hoping we were going to do like a soft launch, we were going to be able to ride it, but unfortunately they didn't. But hey, I don't like heights, but I've heard a lot of people that say they don't like heights, that they're not that bad, so hopefully it will be good. I know a lot of it is quite close to the ground, but there's the bit that goes over Caribbean Beach, which is very high. But yeah, we're definitely going to try that a few times, hopefully.
Any snacks you're looking forward to trying? Any food, meals?
It's difficult because a lot of the snacks, I don't know what's there at the moment. We've watched a few videos by DFB of the snacks that are coming out for the 50th, but I can't remember them all off the top of my head. I want to try the Zebradones. I don't know, zebra's American, isn't it? Zebradones that they have in Animal Kingdom Lodge. I know you can get them in the Mara. and I think you can get them from like the cabinets, I think. So I definitely want to try them because I've seen so many people rave about those, and we never got it.
We did have a zebra themed cupcake. They use a lot of dark icing, food colouring in the icing, as you'll notice when you go to the toilet the next day.
Yes, that wasn't pleasant. But yeah, I really love Flight of Passage, so I'm also looking forward to going on that. And I believe that Expedition Everest is closed while we're there.
Yeah.
For its refurb. And I think also Splash Mountain is closed for part of our visit. It's currently undergoing its annual refurb.
Yeah.
But I think it opens while we're there. It opens back up while
On the
we're
plus side, Spaceship Earth is still open because when we were there last time, well, just after we were there last time, it was obviously going to be closed for a couple of years for a overhaul and a refurb and everything, which hasn't happened. So at least that's still going to be open.
Yeah, we enjoy Spaceship Earth.
And Small World.
Oh yeah, Small World. We didn't manage to go on Small World at Disneyland Paris because it was closed for refurb. So hopefully we'll be able to get on the one again at Florida because we like Small World. Unpopular opinion, a lot of people don't like it, but we enjoy it. So.
And Haunted Mansion.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I'm not looking for. Only the crowds, obviously. No one wants to be around the crowds, but you can't really avoid that when you go to Disney.
Although we always try to book a quieter period when we go.
Yeah, we do, but I think I may have misjudged this one ever so slightly because of President's Day and, not Halloween, Valentine's Day. But hey, the mask mandate, I believe at the moment in Florida is you only have to wear it indoor spaces, you don't have to wear it outside. When we went to Disneyland Paris, we had to wear it everywhere. But we will probably wear it quite a bit.
Yeah, because we've not long got over COVID.
Yes.
And I have no intention of trying to catch that again. Although, to be fair, we followed all the rules in this country. I wear it at work all the time. I have done since the first pandemic part started. And yet I still managed to catch it from a colleague or customer at work 2 weeks ago nearly now. That's part of 3 or 4 weeks ago now. And then we had to have the 10 days isolating at home. Obviously, you caught it off with me a couple of days later.
Yeah.
So I have had colleagues at work say to me, "Are you not scared to go to Florida at the moment with all the rates of COVID over there?" And I said, well, no, I've been double vaccinated and booster shots, both of us. We follow all the rules. We keep the masks on. I personally will keep my mask on as much as possible anyway.
Just on the topic of that, we may vlog. You may see us vlogging without a mask on when we're outside, when we're comfortable to do so, just because it will be better for the sound quality of the thing. But if it gets really crowded, and we're in a crowded area, even when we're outside, we'll probably still wear our masks around people. But you may see us without masks outside when it's quieter.
Yeah, because I mumble at the best of times. With a mask on, from the Disneyland Paris vlogs, there were quite a bit we had to cut out where you couldn't quite even hear what I was saying.
Yeah.
Playing it back, doing editing, I was going, what on earth did I just say there?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, and also because we've recently recovered from COVID, I believe that it's very unlikely that you can get it again within the 90 days after you've recovered, because you've got basically immunity from having it. So we should be okay. So we could, in theory, not wear masks at all, and we'd probably still be fine because we've had it. But we're not going to be doing it. We're not those type of people. We're not the type of people that as soon as the mandate for masks was lifted, we'd stop wearing them. We went out for dinner and went to the shops. I think it was Friday, wasn't it? And even though the mask mandate is still not around, we wore masks still inside. So we're just trying to protect ourselves and our families, basically.
Yeah.
Hopefully you enjoyed this update vlog, and as I said, we will be there when this is published next weekend, which is the 6th that it's published at 3 PM UK time. I don't know what time that is American time, unfortunately, so I can't tell you that.
I forget what the time difference is.
Yeah.
That involves doing maths.
Yes. So please, if you enjoyed it, please like or comment, because it really helps the video out. And please subscribe to us to see our future vlogs, because we're going to have quite a few coming up from Disney World and the cruise. So there's going to be at least something like 14 to 15 vlogs potentially, maybe more.
We are on Instagram, Twitter. There's a Facebook group that's quite new, and obviously YouTube, where you'll be watching this at the moment. Hello, yes. YouTube.
Hello, YouTube. We're Puff and Bear Travels on all of them. I believe that Twitter, is it Twitter is the shorter?
The Trav one.
Yeah, Twitter, the actual handle is Pup and Bear Trav1. However, we will link them in the comments below, not comments, description below. But yeah. So yes, thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourself. We hope to see you in our first vlog. Bye-bye.
Bye.